My guest at this time will host a 2-hour block at this weekend's GCW Fight Forever called Real Hot Girl Sht. It's Allie Kat. Allie, thank you very much for taking the time to chat with me today.
Thank you for having me.
I take it you enjoyed my delivery of the way I said Real Hot Girl Sht. It's a great name.
Well, I love Megan Thee Stallion, and I love what she stands for, and so it's funny when I hear, dudes say real hot girl shit, so it was good. It was good.
We're a WAP household. You get a couple White Claws and my girlfriend, and I get requested to do the dance. I do all of those weird guy things. So
Like the TikTok dance, like from the top, make it.
I can't do it though. I'm not a good
Oh,
dancer. I
uh,
have I have no skills, Allie.
I believe in you. If you try, at least you try. I respect that.
I'm weirdly blushing right now. I don't know what it is. So anyway, we're gonna move
You
past
have
that.
eyelashes on.
Oh, that's nice. It's good. Well, Allie, thank you very much for taking the time to chat. You're somebody I've wanted to talk to for a little while now, just because like you're breaking out, you or have broken out, your house broken.
Yeah,
Um, and
Box. Thank you.
you do a lot of crazy stuff too, and we'll get to all that. But before we get to anything else, let's talk about it. GCW Fight Forever. What should people know about this show? How is it going to help independent wrestlers?
So Fight Forever, what you gotta know is it's Friday and Saturday because it's 24 hours consistent. Like when I asked Brett, I was like, so like what are you doing? Like, like we have some matches and then what? We'll like play some stuff. And he's like, no, it's all live wrestling the whole entire time happening. And I was like, yo, what? This is insane. So it's 24 hours of live wrestling, 8 p.m. to 8 p.m. the next day. I think that's really cool. Everybody that's like working it is getting helped out. They're getting paid. Like we're all like, this is like we need this. Like I need to pay my bills, and it's awesome to see how many people are sponsoring us, how many like fans are reaching out again. There's an Indiegogo link again, just like the other two we did. I don't know. Link down below or wherever this will
Sure.
be
We could
somewhere. But
Michael, the video guy, put it
yeah,
up. Come on. So anyway.
but there's like a link people can donate to. If you're interested in being a sponsor, you can reach out to like me, Brett, like anybody you see that's involved. It's wild and I'm really excited. And like we've all been like a lot of people have been given opportunities. Like me, like I'm running the show myself. So like
Wow.
I'm not making the graphics, but I've contacted all of the people. I put the matches together. Like it's all me and like my vision of like a women's show. So I'm really excited. Just like for the culture, that's AJ, like Effie's Big Gay Block, that's Effie. Like we all get our own chance. And it feels really cool.
Yeah, that's awesome. So that's what I was going to ask you about because it is so cool when GCW gives wrestlers this chance to do custom shows. Joey kind of was the first big one with Spring Break, and then you have Bloodsport and Big Gay Brunch. So yeah, tell me a little bit more about what your vision is of Real Hot Girl Sht. Like what defines this? What vibe are you going for with this?
Um, so I've like wanted to like kind of have my hands in booking before.
Okay.
Now I see how stressful it is. It's very, very stressful.
Yeah.
Getting it's just like being a teacher in a classroom and you got to get all of them together and they got to do this thing. But you know, uh, first and foremost, like I'm making sure everybody's tested. Everybody has to be tested. So it's like I got my big old group chat. I'm like, all right, hot girls, send me your results, send me your music. Like there's so much that goes into like running a show now that I'm like, okay, okay. I'll back off a little bit next time. I'll make sure I get my promo photos to you when you ask for them, promoters. Okay, sorry. But for me, it's I'm like I'm putting all the people on that I think are really good or will be really good or should be really good. Like I don't know. There's obviously there's people I contacted that I wanted on and I couldn't get them on. Like I really wanted Davy in, but sh- she's about to blow up on Dark tomorrow, so whatever. I really wanted like the Sea Stars, but that didn't work out. But like I have people like Faye. Faye is a star, no matter what she tries to tell you.
Oh yeah.
She can kiss my ass. She's the best.
Okay.
But then I have other. I mean, not everybody's been announced. I don't know if I want to like. expose who else, but I have people on there that like I've shared locker rooms with and I think are actually like really good people and maybe just haven't gotten like a chance that they need yet. And I feel like I let me help the good people that deserve it, right?
Yeah, absolutely. And so this is going to be all so your block is just all females. You're not going to drag Effie or Manders or anybody into this thing?
Hell no. No, this is all ladies. This is all lady people who present as ladies. I have someone who is non-binary but they still use she her pronouns
Okay.
sometimes when they're not using they them, but yeah, for the most part it's the all women show.
Well, awesome. And so you're taking on Willow Nightingale. I am less familiar with Willow. Tell me a little bit about her. Why did you choose her as your opponent for your signature show here?
There's a few. First of all, it's Willow's birthday today, so I don't know when this will be shown, but happy birthday, Willow.
It'll be shown on Thursday, so 72
Damn.
hours from now. But hey, let's all say happy birthday, Willow, anyway. You know?
Happy birthday, Willow. This is 2 days too late, but I feel like it's special.
Okay.
Um, I've me and Willow have never had a singles match before. We've been in like a tag match and like a four-way tag match, but I think Willow and you can ask a lot of other people. Willow's like one of those like girls on the indies that everyone's like, why isn't she signed yet? What's going on? So obviously, I used my power as being a booker to finally give us that singles match before that happens, before Willow gets swept away and put on TV, and I miss out on my chance to wrestle her. There's also someone I will not name them that he texted me randomly like a few weeks ago before this like was presented to me, and he was like, "Have you ever like wrestled Willow on a one-on-one?" And I was like, "No," and he goes, "I think you guys could really have like a really good feud and you guys would work very well together and this and that and that." And I was like, "Huh, okay." And then literally the next week, Brett was like, "Hey, do you want to book a women's show?" And I was like, "Yes, I do.
Yeah.
I have just the match in mind."
Well, that's awesome. So then that worked out well for you, being able to just what a gift there having the book, right? Having the pen, you can
Yeah.
do whatever you want.
Was it a little selfish? Perhaps, but I feel like I gave everybody a good match. So like, like let's put it down. I'm not putting a belt on me or anything, so
Sure.
whatever.
Well, I mean, it's your show. You can do whatever you want, right? So, this match between you and Willow, it's not going to be a death match, isn't it? Just normal wrestling match.
Oh, I think we can have a normal wrestling match and it still be great. Also, I feel like this 24-hour thing, this is like, that whole like ice cream analogy. This is literally you're in the ice cream shop right now with this 24-hour show because you've got an all women show. There are death match shows. There's an Iron Man match. So like Tony Deppin's gonna be like Mr. Technical wrestler, yada yada. Like you're
Yeah,
going to get everything.
it's Deppin and Jordan Oliver, right?
Yeah, Deppin and Jordan Oliver, and now I think there's like a title on the line. I'm not sure if that's been yes or no, but either way, we don't need to have a death match. We did not need to. I mean, like maybe like if we go through a door, we go through a door, but I think we're fine.
Okay, because like Allie, I mean, one of the things I've wanted to ask you about ever since I've seen you bleeding buckets in a GCW ring is just like, why? Like there's so few. I mean, I know in Japan it's more common for women to do like some Japanese deathmatch stuff, but it's just not common in North America for women to get in there and mess around with the guys and even the women doing these deathmatch things. What made you want to do this, Allie?
Well, I like wrestling as a whole, and I watch like a lot of different types of wrestling, and I appreciate all of it. I like all the flavors of the ice cream, whatever you want to call it. So I want to be, I guess you say, like well versed in all types of wrestling. I want to be able to say, yes, I can hang out with the Gresham types, and yes, I can hang out with the Danhausen type. Like I've always been a cat and I've always been a character and I've always done that and I've always looked up to the Colt Cabanas and like all that. But I want people to know that I'm not in just one box. And so when presented with the opportunity to start maybe like dipping my toe into the deathmatch world, I wanted to do it, but I wanted to like do it right. Like I don't want to just do it to get over like whatever. I've thanked like a lot of deathmatch people for letting me in and giving me the opportunity and the chance to like be a part of the world, because there is a lot of respect. Like already when you wrestle, you have to trust people. And when you do deathmatch wrestling, it's like you're trusting each other even more so than a regular wrestling match. So like I'm very thankful that I've been able to be a part of like the deathmatch wrestling community, and I love death matches and I will do death matches, but I don't feel like everything has to be a death match, because then you are starting to like disrespect the people who really really try and put like their heart and like their whole career into it.
Sure as hell won my respect. I mean, Allie, you're awesome. What a badass. Like, what was it like being in there with Gage? Like, you and Nick Gage. And not in my wildest dreams would I have ever thought that match would have happened.
Well, so like before, like when I started getting into deathmatch wrestling, like I had like a big mental breakdown. Everybody saw on the internet, yada yada, whatever. And I was just like always telling people like, oh yeah, I just want to do dumb stuff and die in the ring. And so when I got the Nick Gage match, I was like, okay, time out, we get it. Like I know I asked for this, but like ah, but it was very special because like Nick is like the top of the totem pole at GCW.
Yeah,
When the match was booked, he still had the GCW world title.
yeah.
So like, it was supposed to be a title match for me where I learned how to wrestle. It was in Texas in front of like all my friends and family. Like Gage, I like if you can stand toe to toe with Gage and like survive, like I think you're a badass. And so I feel like a badass after that match, even though I had to go. I wanted to go out and party afterwards, but I had to go to the hospital instead. So I'm pretty mad about that, but it was worth it.
Wow. So wait, yeah, you casually you're like, yeah, friends and family. I read that. Like your parent, like your family was there. Your parents. Why? What was going through their mind after watching you be like, hey, mom, dad, come on, check me out. I'm gonna go let Nick. I'm gonna go hang out with this former bank robber. He's gonna bloody me up tonight.
My dad like refuses to like go to my matches because he's like, I don't want to see my little baby girl get hurt. Like when I finally got him to watch that match, and he was like looking away half the time, but my mom was there. My
Okay.
mom was literally there. She would There's photos of her like flipping off Nick Gage during my match and like yelling at him. Meanwhile, I'm like, yo, mom, wrap it up, dude. Like, I'm bleeding over here. Like, this fucking sucks. But mom had a really good time, and she thought it was wild and crazy. And as I'm at like the clinic getting stitched up, my mom like sends me photos where she like meets Nick Gage afterwards. She met Nick and took photos with him afterwards and sent them to me, and I was like, okay, cool.
So
It
that's got to be where you get your edge from. I'm guessing is your mom. Then that's wild.
Yeah, people definitely say like me and my mom are very like if you and like all the stories I heard about my mom like after the fact, like someone was like, "Wait, was that really Allie Kat's mom?" And I'm like, "Yes." And when you talk to her, like because she's just like all over the place, like, "Hey, sugar, how you doing?" Like, "Oh, hi, sweetie, like what's up?" Like someone met her in the parking lot, and she was like, "Oh, honey, blah blah blah." And I was like, "That was definitely my mom. Definitely my mom had been drinking and had a good time and met you."
Okay. Well, cool. All right. The extra experience there at the GCW shows, hanging out with Allie's mom.
Right.
So, I had Effie on here a little while ago, and it sounds I get the vibe you guys are really good friends, right? You and Effie.
Yeah, yeah, for sure. We've
Talk-
shared like the last like 3 or 4 shows we've been on, we've been in the same room together.
Yeah. So, talk to me a little about your friendship with Effie. Like, what's it? What is it like just in general to be a part of you? It's like you, Effie, Danhausen, Warhorse. There's like this crew right now. I feel like of stars from the independents that all just kind of hang out together.
Me and Effie, that like I've known all of these like our little character group of like me, Warhorse, Danhausen, Effie, and like Dan the dad. It's funny because like we've all known each other for like the last like 3 years probably, but
Okay.
it's like just now this last year everybody like kind of blew up, and so it's funny to like I'll be with like, "Hey, remember when you were so and so and like nobody cared about us?" But me and Effie like we tag now, and that just was like thrown together. But I think it's like sort of catching on. We're Bussy. Um,
Great name.
Thank you. We just actually had a match, and that's gonna air in March for the Cassandra Cup. But
Okay.
like we just like the last like GCW show, like we tagged against CTE, got our asses beat,
Yeah.
but it was still fun. But I love like getting to hang out with Effie and like talk about wrestling and not wrestling and just like our normal lives. All the time he's like, Allie, come on, girl, come to Atlanta. I just looked up tickets. They are $70, girl. When are you coming out here? I'm like, bitch, like I have a job. Like I don't just stream on Twitch. Like I can't just come out there. But
Mm.
I'm sure I will. But we're all very like supportive of each other. We're all like we try to be like positive and be like, oh, like what are you doing? Like, oh, you've got this shirt dropping. Okay, let me like retweet that for you. It's really nice to like have like when I first got into wrestling, you always heard stories of like none of these people are your friends. You can't trust anybody. And now I'm like, are you sure? Because I feel like I've got like a nice group of people around me all the time.
Yeah, because like that's the thing is like the locker room now. I again, we aren't old enough to remember the go 90s where everybody was getting zonked out of their mind or whatever. But it's like it feels very different now. Like there's a certain camaraderie, especially like I guess post the speaking out stuff where the worst of the worst kind of got swept away.
I think now a lot more people in wrestling are like educated and it's no more like it's me, it's like you're trying to come for my spot, brother. I think it's more like, oh, we're more successful if we work together against those people. It's like if we all join forces, then we all get paid.
Yeah.
Like if we all work together, then we all get paid. So maybe like let's stop fighting each other and like get paid. Like I think we're all in, and now there's also just so many more places to wrestle. There's so many more like places that stream. There's now two things on TV again. Like there's just so many more spots that have opened up that I think the competition is less with each other and it's more like let's just be good together. I don't know. That's how I feel. That's how I feel with like all of my friends in wrestling is like we're better together and if you help me, I help you and then we both make money, then we're all happy. Like I don't know.
Yeah.
Maybe that's too simple, maybe that's too naive, but I'm just going to keep doing it.
No, I think it's got to make those Okada bucks.
Yes!
Yes. I'm such an idiot. You're one of your buddies, Danhausen, though. He's at Ring of Honor now. He's no longer.
Yes!
How do you what do you think of Danhausen joining the world of Ring of Honor?
And like again, like we're all like, holy shit, that's crazy. We're stoked. I like it because like Ring of Honor's like the wrestle thing and like that's where all like the wrestlers are. And I don't know. I feel like it's cool to have somebody like Danhausen there because then it shows you like, okay, Danhausen is not Mr. like 5 different wrist lock holds. Danhausen is Danhausen. And for
Yeah.
him to be at Ring of Honor, which like if you go back and you look, like there was like Generico there. Like
Yeah.
they had fun stuff. Like people had fun and also wrestled. So I feel like putting Danhausen on ROH reminds everyone like wrestlers can wrestle but also still have fun. And it's like fun to like juxtapose him against like the pure wrestlers and like Gresham and all them. And so like one day maybe when they meet, it'll be like this big thing. I don't know. I think it's cool to have different types on all platforms.
That's a really good point. And like, say, I mean, you're a bit of a character. I mean, human cat, esque. I mean, the Women of Honor, could really use some talent right now. I mean, would you?
Women of Honor has Session Moth.
That's
Like
true.
Session is signed there and she is hilarious and she is so cool and funny and entertaining. So like before Danhausen was even signed, when she got signed, I was like, yes, thank you. Show her off. Like you want to get people to watch, this is what you're going to do. And then they're going to stay for all the fancy, like wrestling and all like the work rate stuff too. Like that's how it works for me. So yeah, Women of Honor is cool. I feel like I don't know, probably right now it's hard. I get it. But I know I've seen some at the recent taping there were girls there. So I'm excited that Ring of Honor will start putting out women content again.
Were you with Session? I'm pretty sure. I don't know. There was like so many girls, and I had a lot to drink. But the Joey Janela Spring Break where you beat up Frank the Clown, you were part of that, yes or no?
I was.
Uh,
Yes.
God, that is one of the greatest endings to any show I have ever seen. I was in the balcony. I was watching it live. What a great moment that was.
Oh, it was amazing. That was one of the coolest things I've probably ever done in my life.
Yeah.
Um, I will never forget that. I'll never forget like just like waiting and then finally it being time and it's like I had like one group that I led and Maria Manic had another group that like she led and we both like came out and I was just like this is the coolest shit I will literally ever do in my life, bro. Like
Yeah,
oh my god.
because y'all beat up Frank and then you dragged Joey out in his underwear or whatever, right? And like wrote all the
Yes.
yeah, okay.
Now I asked for, and you know what's funny because, so like I talked to Frank about this because we like know each other from like other stuff, and I remember being like, Frank, would you mind if I give you like a pile driver? Because I like Frank is like a smaller guy, and I have these big thighs. Like I know I can like I know I can do it, and I know he'll be fine. But like he's obviously never done anything like that. And he was like, I don't and I was like, say no. Say no. It's okay. Don't worry. And so he said no. And instead we all kicked him in like the crotch instead. And I was like, all right, brother, you want to get kicked in the crotch and hope that it's not real every time. Test your luck. But then this past year at Warrior Wrestling, he took like a pile driver off the apron through a table or something onto the ground. And I was like,
Yeah, took that avalanche pile driver from Joey Janela off
yeah,
the ring apron. I called that match off
yeah.
the apron through the table on the outside. Yeah,
So when I saw those photos came out, I just like remembered back at spring break and being like, oh, can't take a regular pie. But oh, should I have suggested one off the apron then? Would you have felt safer? But so that's always fun to look back on.
I
Was
think
working with Frank the Clown and like all the refs, like Bryce Remsburg was there and like he got beat up by us and like we like ripped the ring apart and like
yeah.
and everything was like just destroyed. It was all the boys like that were still in the clusterfuck all got like me and Jimmy had a thing and like G Raver was there, like so much. It was so cool.
Yeah, that's right. I think that was the night that Spider sang Teenage Dirtbag. I think he played it. We were all like singing along or everything like that. I don't know.
Probably.
Yeah,
That
yeah.
might be every night he's there.
I'm getting all these warm feelings again. This is good. I miss doing things. It's been a year since I got to like go out and go to shows. Um, well, you're doing the women's show. One of the things I want to ask you about one of the newsier things coming out is the Joey Janela Cora Jade, aka Elena Black match that almost happened. Was she going to be a part of your women's block of Hot Girl Sht or no? Real.
She I hadn't asked her because it all happened like so fast. So like I didn't ask her because I wanted more like she's like had like GCW matches. So mostly like I said like I'm trying to get like different girls on and give them like chances. And then even also if you're already on one show, you get like you get like a cut of the donation. So it's
Got
the
it.
more the more extra girls I can get on the show and help them out too was also like my thought process. I was like, well, so if she's already on Joey's show, she's already getting a little piece of the pie. Let's try to get one of my other girls a piece of the pie.
Ah, okay, I gotcha. Yeah, I was, not that she's, I mean, she's just very green. She's very new. I was surprised she got picked up as quick as she did. So,
I mean, she looks cool. She's super nice. Like she's awesome. And her and Priscilla looked awesome together. So it's like, yeah, let's have two creepy alt dark haired girls like tag together. I'm for it. Yes.
so wait, what are they? Why the cat, Allie? Why are you a cat? Why did you choose to be a cat?
Well, I didn't choose it. My trainer did. So my trainer is very old school. Like he wrestled with like Piper. Like all the time he would like talk about that. So like he comes from that era and everybody at the school had to have a gimmick. You had to be something. So we had an Irishman, like we had a cowboy, like that's where I'm coming from.
Okay,
So for me though, it's like, well, what is she? Like what can we make her? And like my real name is Allison. And literally like a week into training, he's like, Allie, because he would always call me Allie. And he'd go, Allie, I got an idea, girl. Come here. What do you think? Allie Kat. And I was like, I mean, yeah, you're my trainer. Like, I'm not going to tell you no. Like, okay, yeah, sure. Allie Kat. Why not? And so then I was like, okay, I guess I'm Allie Kat now. The next week, he comes up to me. He goes, all right, girl. All right. Listen. I had another idea. Tell me you don't got to be Allie Kat. What about Allie Kazam.
That's way worse. You picked the better of the two names.
And I said, you know what, George? I think I'm gonna stick with Allie Kat. I think I like that one better. And he's like, all right, girl, I just, I just want to give you options. I said, I know. I'm gonna stick with Allie Kat. So I have been Allie Kat since practically day one. And it's just gone from there.
It'd be a good name for a signature move or a finisher though, like an Ali Kazam.
Right. I have 2 spoons like on the Pokemon too. But
Oh, don't get me started. Do you play Pokemon?
I did. I mean, I grew up in that era, and I had a boyfriend a long time ago, and we would play Pokemon together.
I literally have the Pokemon Go app open on my
I
phone.
had Pokemon Go when it first came out, and then like everything,
It's better now.
it fizzled.
Dive in. It's a better game now. Anyway, all right.
That requires walking around. So.
Yeah, not anymore. They because of the pandemic, they've cut a lot of the restrictions. So it's
okay.
Yeah.
Don't make me download another app. Come on.
Sorry, I did mean to shill Pokemon. So anyway, all right, Allie, this was fantastic. I'd love to have you back down the road. There's more stuff that I feel like we can talk about for sure. But before we wrap it up here for today, send people out. Let them know where they can go find Fight Forever, support it, all those great things.
Okay, so Real Hot Girl Sht, that's my show. So if you want to know anything, you can go to my Twitter and Instagram. That's at MeowdyXYall, like you're saying howdy, but with a meow. You can find a lot of information on Fight Forever on the GCW Twitter. You can hit up Orange Crush's Twitter. They're like a big sponsor of it.
Yep.
Remember, the easiest way to support us is to donate to the Indiegogo. All of us are going to get a cut of that and help pay our bills, etc. If you want, you can be a sponsor, which again, you can hit up the GCW Twitter. You can hit up me. You can hit up Brett. You can hit up literally anybody that looks like they're involved in GCW. If you hit them up saying you want to help, they will funnel you to the right channel to help. So all you got to do is reach out. And if anything, just watch the show on Friday and Saturday, whichever one you can. There's going to be tons of them, tons of blocks to choose from, and just tweet about it. Use the hashtags when they come out. Just get all eyes on us.